Hello my friends, it is March the 6th of 2023. This video is about a collection update. I've purchased a bunch of albums recently, so I'm going to present those albums to you and talk to you about them as well. Let's get right into it. Up first is Catatonia with Sky Void of Stars. This album came out this year, came out about 2 months ago, and yeah, this album is just incredible. Yeah, it's really good. I've been listening to it a lot lately, and of course Catatonia are one of my absolute all-time favorite bands. I just enjoy their music so much. They do have all their full-length albums, and yeah, this release right here it's incredible. This will definitely be on my top albums of 2023 list, and yeah, very consistent album. Lots of very good songs in this one. Yeah, they've done an incredible job in this album, and highly recommend this album. So if you haven't listened to this album, definitely give it a listen. Okay, so that is Catatonia with the Sky Void of Stars. Ahab with the Coral Tombs. This album came out this year. It came out about a month, maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. I've been a fan of Ahab for several years now, and haven't really kept up on them as much over the past while. I do have their first 2 full-length albums, and yeah, this one is really good. I must say that I'm very impressed with this album. They definitely went into sort of a different direction. It's I would say more dynamic, also more melodic. There's a lot more like clean vocals on this music. It's more moodier as well, I would say. Yeah, very good stuff. Still certainly very heavy. They definitely have that kind of like funeral doom style. So yeah, it's pretty heavy and dark still. So yeah, I really enjoy this album quite a bit. Yeah, definitely check this one out if you haven't, and I highly recommend this one. Okay, so yeah, that is Ahab with the Coral Tombs. Paradise Lost with the Host. This album came out in 1999. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Paradise Lost. I'm sure most of you are well aware of that. Certainly one of my all-time favorite bands. I enjoy their music so much. So I have been in the process of getting all of their albums, and so yeah, of course I had to get this one right here. I know a lot of people aren't too fond of this album. They definitely went to more of a, I guess, a bit more of a kind of a rock, electronic rock type of direction. It's very much like gothic rock with a lot of like electronic elements, I suppose. I haven't really listened to it all that much, this album. Certainly I will be getting into it, so I don't really have much of an opinion of it yet, but I know a lot of fans aren't too fond of it. It definitely gets mixed reviews, but of course I have to have the album in my collection. I'm obviously a big Paradise Lost fan, and I do want all their albums. So yeah, all right. So yeah, I'm happy to have it in my collection. And all right, so that is Paradise Lost with the Host. Paradise Lost with the Symbol of Light. This album came out in 2002. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one quite a bit. I've been listening to it a lot over the past while, and yeah, it's very good. Lots of excellent songs on here. Yeah, it's still pretty heavy and dark, and lots of very memorable songs in here. Lots of great hooks, very consistent throughout. Yeah, there are some excellent songs. For example, the song Pray Nightfall. I love that song so much, and I've listened to that particular song quite a lot. Also, No Celebration. I really enjoy that song also, and there are some other excellent songs in here, but yeah, very good album. I definitely think this is one of Paradise Lost's better albums. Yeah, really good. I mean, obviously they have so many great albums, and but yeah, this is a good Paradise Lost album, better than what I expected. All right, so that is Paradise Lost with the Symbol of Life. Satyricon with the Rebel Extravaganza. This album came out in 1999. I'm definitely a big fan of Satyricon. I definitely prefer their sort of like later albums, but so yeah, I definitely had to have this one though, because I have been in the process of acquiring all of their albums as well, and so definitely had to get this one. And I've been listening to it somewhat, not a whole lot. It's an album that I still need to get into much more, but what I've heard so far, it's pretty good. I think it's a pretty solid album. And yeah, Satyricon, excellent band. Enjoy their music quite a lot, and so yeah, definitely happy to have this one in my collection. All right, so that is Satyricon with the Rebel Extravaganza. Insomnium with the Heart Like a Grave. This album came out in 2019. Yeah, so Insomnium are a band that I have been aware of them for many years, but I never really got into them up until just recently, actually. And so I really enjoy their particular style, so I had to purchase one of their albums. And yeah, I like that their particular style, melodic death metal. It's definitely more darker and more melancholic sounding. Lots of elements within their music, and yeah, it's very rich. It's very full sounding, very unique band here. Excellent songwriters, and yeah, this is some very impressive stuff. I'm surprised it's taken me this long to get into this band, because yeah, they're very good, and yeah, really enjoy this album. I haven't listened to it too much, but what I've heard so far, it's very good. Okay, so that is Insomnium with Heart Like a Grave. Hypocrisy with Worship. This album came out in 2021. Yeah, it's taken me this long to get this album. I remember I wanted this album a while ago already, but now I finally got around to purchasing it. And solid album right here. Hypocrisy, of course, are a band that's been around for a long time. Classic Swedish death metal band, and this is actually the only album that I own from them. Yeah, surprisingly, but excellent band, and I'm finally getting into their music now, and I've been listening to this one quite a bit. Was listening to it today, and yeah, it's just a solid album with so many great songs. The production is just fantastic. The song Chemical Horror, I really enjoy that one, especially. Greedy Bastards, that's another great track, and I still need to get into it more, but so far so good. It's yeah, it's a pretty solid album. Hypocrisy, a band that I will be getting into more. Alright, so that is Hypocrisy with Worship. And the last album on my list here is Typo Negative with Dead Again. This is an album that came out in 2007, so I finally have all of Typo Negative's albums, and great band. I just enjoy their music so much. I've really gotten heavily into them over the past year or so. Surprisingly, I didn't really get into them for whatever reason when I was younger. I was obviously familiar with them, but it was only up until about a year or so ago when I had finally really gotten heavily into their music. And such a great band, such a legendary band. They have more of that like gothic metal style, and I'm a huge fan of gothic metal. Gothic metal is something that I've been getting much more heavily into, and it's certainly influencing the type of music that I'm writing as well. I'm definitely going into, I would say, a bit more of a gothic metal type of direction with Ordo Ab Chao, and so yeah, I'm definitely taking in influences from bands like Typo Negative as well as so many others. But yeah, Typo Negative, such a great band. I'm happy to have this album in my collection. I've been listening to it a fair bit lately, and still need to get into it much more so, but what I've heard so far, it's a pretty solid album. And unfortunately, this was the last album that they released. Peter Steele, of course, passed away in 2010. Such an excellent musician he was, and such a great front man. And yeah, it's unfortunate that he passed away, but of course he left behind a lot of great music. And Typo Negative, amazing band. I'm happy to have all their albums now, and yeah, great stuff. So yeah, that's Typo Negative with Dead Again. Okay, so those are some recent albums that I've purchased, and yeah, definitely enjoy these albums, and I'm happy to have them in my collection. I've purchased a lot of other albums as well just recently, so yeah, I'm always building on the collection, and I have a pretty extensive collection, and I just love collecting, and I love metal music so much. I'm a diehard metalhead, and I've been a diehard metalhead for many years. I just love the music so much, and so yeah, let me know what you think. Leave some comments. I'm always curious to know what you guys think. So yeah, I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I want to say thanks to all the people who watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. I really truly appreciate it. Take care, my friends. Cheers.